today's video, I want to discuss the continued, it seems like it's been going on forever, but recently with the 2016 election, the banning and the stoppage of the flow of free information from the mainstream media, and especially in this case, social media, Google, Facebook, and with Google in mind, YouTube. I've experienced this personally over the past week or so. And what they're trying to do is ban fake news sites. And I'm using air quotes because the word fake is kind of unbelievable with the way we've seen them kind of edit and put together their own spin on what they want people to believe. And they actually have a definitive list here. I'm going to move on to the next tab here from the Daily Dot that has the definitive list of 58 fake news sites. So some of these I'm not familiar with, but I am familiar with the Free Thought Project, and you can see some of these I'm not too familiar with. There's one, Coast to Coast AM, which has been incredibly popular over the years. No matter what you think of it, they labeled that as a fake news site just because it deals with conspiracy theories, UFOs, stuff like that. And as you go down here, I know there's a lot that are just kind of offset, like MSNBC website is trying to redirect MSNBC stuff. Drudge Report is a fake news site, and all this stuff. Occupy Democrats. That's interesting since the left and the Democrats are mostly behind what's going on here. That's a small example, though. As we go here, we'll go back to the video, which I'm not going to play because, by the way, they put a copyright claim and they demonetized and they put a strike against me for even putting up this video from the CNN anchor saying that it was illegal to download WikiLeaks emails. So that was the first experience I had with that. And I even had Twitter reached out to me about some of the stuff I put up as Agent S about certain things that had to do with 9/11 and different theories that they gave me some kind of warning. So it was pretty incredible because it leads to this, that Donald Trump, I'm going to try not to have this sound play here. Twitter says it will ban Trump if he violates their hate speech policies. So right away, they're trying to censor the president-elect of the United States. I'm going to close this tab real quick. I experienced that too, where people had said, basically, and this tab actually is a good segue because this reminds me of the George Orwell's book, 1984. I have 13 quotes from here that are a small sampling of really what's going on. So he who controls the past controls the future. He who controls the present controls the past. Pretty much writing revisionist history where they would go in and switch all the books from the past. And if you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. And I think that's kind of what's happening here virtually for a lot of people that can't have certain opinions that are shouted down, and the supposed people that are the caring individuals, the Democrats and the leftists and the people that are supposedly liberal are the ones that are trying to really stop people from speaking their mind. So, and their opinions don't matter. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. Big Brother's watching you. Doublethink means the power of holding two contradictory beliefs in one's mind simultaneously and accepting both of them. So lots of different quotes here that kind of like, it's very, very telling. It's almost like he was the Nostradamus of the Big Brother movement, of the actual current state of affairs that's going on in the world. So I'm going to close that tab out before any video plays. Now, let's talk about YouTube demonetization. Now, just by the fact that I said that word in this video, we'll probably demonetize the video. I love this title of this particular thing. It's from back in September, but YouTube demonetization explained for normals. Oh, so mouth breathers and 9-to-5ers and ham and eggers and people like me who are too stupid to understand. So please explain it to me, because you're so much smarter. You're not censoring me. You're not censoring other channels like Russian vids, like Jacob Israel and other friends that I have on YouTube that have experienced this and they've had to actually censor themselves in a bunch of different ways in order to get their content out. And also, talking about that, I don't have a screenshot of it, but people have emailed me and messaged me through Facebook talking about how they don't get notifications about my videos. Now, that's pretty disturbing. And Jacob and Russian Vids and a few other people with that kind of content have experienced that too. So you have to hit the little bell on my page next to the subscribe button, and you'll get notifications. They're putting up all these little walls to try to keep the content from going out there. So, but we'll go to my channel here at the Video Manager. Now, before I go into the demonetization part of this, I would like to say that I was trying to put up certain videos over the past week, and I did an experiment where they kept saying that there was a problem with the video. I wasn't using any copyright. I wasn't using any stuff that could be claimed. In other words, I was just doing what I was doing here, tabbing websites, no videos playing. I made sure the videos didn't play, like in this case, and I was using terms, and I can't even use terms about people being eliminated, if you know what I mean. In the past, I've had to be very careful with my words. So, I'm being censored essentially by them anyway, because I want to be careful to get my message out. So we're going to go to two videos here. A piece of strange evidence used to be 9/11, basically talking about the no planes. Now I'm going to play this. I don't know if I'm going to be in trouble for playing my own video, but go down here. And this was the one with the plane that the wing disappeared. And then there was other stuff here that people pointed out. See, it disappeared behind the plane. Now, I'm just pointing out this evidence, but I'm not allowed to put 9/11. I'm not allowed to put no planes theory. I'm not allowed to put a lot of stuff into this video, which means basically I'm labeled as a fake YouTube channel just because I'm looking at this content. Now, this is no different. And, forgive me for going off on a bit of a tangent here, but what I'm looking at here is like, okay, so a lot of people believe that the 9/11 story that the government, that the commission, that report, that ridiculous report is not true. Whether they believe no planes, whether they believe demolition, whether they believe directed energy weapon, whatever they believe, they know for a fact that what the government told them is not true. So if they give that opinion, or if they have a YouTube channel stating that opinion, are they now part of the fake news? Is that fake news? The Gulf of Tonkin back in Vietnam, if the YouTube was around then and people were doing stories about how it never happened. Pearl Harbor, if they're talking about how the government knew that Pearl Harbor was going to be attacked. The original 9/11, where they knew it was coming. There was every sign in the book. If you look at it officially and you don't go even deep into the conspiracy theories, the government knew that was going to happen, and they almost provoked it to the point where they wanted it to happen. If YouTube was back then, or a fake news site was back then, and in their estimation, using air quotes again, does that mean that they would be banned? You see where I'm getting at with this stuff. It's pretty crazy to think about. So that was demonetized. Now we're going to go down to mainstream media is fake, 100% proof, and that was demonetized immediately, I guess, because of these three keywords: mainstream media fake. And these are the famous things like the baby in the incubator testimony from the girl that worked for the PR department, or the guy that worked for the government, who's like, there she is. So that there, and then the famous thing from Iraq where you can tell they are on a blue screen back here. They're in a studio. They are not in Iraq. That got demonetized instantly. And these things also. Now, I don't have the biggest YouTube channel. I'm still growing, and I'm very humbled by the subscribers that I have right now. I don't expect to get a ton of views, but a lot of people just don't see a lot of my stuff. They don't get notified. And, of course, on this end, it gets demonetized, which means I have to be very careful about what I put. And I know they give preferential treatment to sometimes with the monetized videos. It's very, very weird. Now, the experiment that I did, being an NFL fan, and I thought something was funny, I'm going to go back to the more recent videos, and I just want you to know that right here in this video, I took it off my feed, so I don't know how many people can see it and not see it, but it's growing in views, it's staying monetized, and it's a silly video. I'll play it right now, and I'll play it with sound.
Redskins put a spy on Dak Prescott. He starts to come, and then he pulls out, and his eyes are just locked. He starts to come, and then he pulls out. He starts to come, and then he pulls out. He starts to come, and then he pulls out. He starts to come, and then...
Okay. Now, I put it in the description, just a little humor to temporarily lighten the mood. I like to do that once in a while anyway, or put some positive stuff out there. On a side note, if anybody wants, I have some pre-made workouts and simple workouts and stuff like that I like to give, since fitness is one of my passions as well. So if you want that, just send me a message through YouTube or comment, and I'll be sure to get out a link for everybody to download, just a basic workout. So just consult your doctor. I'm not a doctor, so make sure you're healthy enough to do these workouts. So getting back to that, this NFL is not kid friendly LOL video was just a test. It was just a test to see if it would go through. Now, it had about 8 seconds of footage from them, and not really a big deal, but it did. And the people thumbs it down. Of course, they're not here to see an NFL video, or, they're here to see information about the stuff I cover. But, I put up at least 4 different videos talking about, is Trump the Antichrist? It was just the pros and cons. It's the Bible verses that supported that, Bible verses that refuted that. That got pretty much demonetized instantly. Then there was another one about Hillary. There was another one about Clinton's and the Lolita Express, and there was further evidence of that. There was stuff about the Electoral College, and the popular vote. It was very general video. It's really weird that I feel like the entire channel is kind of flagged for any content that's like that. So very, very odd. And, people like Russian Vids and Jacob Israel and other people that have tons more subscribers than me, I fear more for them, since they, they really get a great bit of information out to people, and the way they present it is much better than me. And, I'm a big fan of them, and I hope that they don't have to run into the same problems. But I assume they run into even more problems than I do when it comes to this type of censorship. So, once again, this is a pretty scary thing. So I was almost expecting to see my channel and their channel up here. So it's unbelievable that they would, some of these I never heard of, like I said. The Onion is a fake news site, but it's a comedy site, so people understand that. But there's some here that it's just a matter of opinion, and I'm sure they're being penalized for that. They cannot advertise on Google and Facebook. They cannot get the word out about their product or their information. So it's kind of a state of the channel address in a very long-winded way, to let guys know that I've been trying to put up content on a more frequent manner, but it's being blocked for some reason. So please make sure to stay subscribed. Please put that notification bell on to get notified of new videos. I keep trying to put them up and keep trying to figure out this ever-moving algorithm that they're throwing at us. So thank you for your support. God bless you all, and see you in the next video.